Everyone's familiar with the steering wheel in their Mazda passenger car, but the steering wheel and dash display on the Star Mazda Racers is extremely different than the one you'll see in front of you. Keith Willis is the team manager from AIM Autosport. He's going to tell us about some of the things that the drivers and teams learn from the steering wheel and dash.
Yeah, the steering wheel and dash is one of the major parts of the car. The drivers have at their access RPM, which most cars have. They have a lot of lights. That's the big thing. The warning lights are the big ones, as they call them, the idiot lights, and they still apply. But the biggest thing they have overall is they have the gear shift position sensors. They have water temperatures, oil temperatures, fuel pressures, brake pressures. They diagnose a problem coming up with the car. They can also use that to their advantage also by speeds and differentials. They'll know by the lights if they're going faster or slower in a corner.
It's a lot of information for drivers and teams to digest. And remember, they're trying to go at top speed around the racetrack as well.
Johnny, kind of like a video game.
Yeah, you know, and these guys are getting so good at using all that data to improve their performance. It really is valuable.
A guy whose performance has been very strong, Martin Scuncio in that 60 car. He's sitting third, Todd.
As you can imagine, guys, this Juncos team is pretty happy with Martin Scuncio so far in this race and this weekend. Talked to Ricardo Juncos yesterday, and he said he is so happy with how this weekend has gone. Very little track time, but he's come up to speed, and in the first couple of laps of this race, he's gained a couple of positions. He's matching Connor Daly for lap times right now. Pretty good for your first race in the series if you can tie the series champion in lap times.
Scuncio out of the F2000 series from Chile. He's one of the drivers in Eliseo Salazar's kind of development program, Johnny.
And looking so good. Scores big for him, but you know, Connor Daly, he's hating that. You know, he is not wanting to see another guy come into his stable and run as quickly as he can.
A little deeper in the pack, Rusty mentioned in the 66, Chris Miller in the Miller Milling 85 out of Minnesota. They're sitting there right in front of Nick Andres from St. Petersburg, Florida. The American Icon Team Pelfrey machine out of the Anderson stables is a battle for position 10th, 11th, 12th back here. These three have been going at it all day so far.
Been having a really good battle throughout the entire field, as you see. Vautier once again using the draft, doing it on the outside. Oh, chopping across the middle.
Vautier in the 38 trying to get around Juan Pedrahita for 7th, and he gets him going into 10.
Vautier so aggressive, and you know what? The officials are watching stuff like that, and I don't know whether that was maybe a little bit too aggressive of a move there by Tristan. Obviously, the cat's very motivated to get back to where he thinks he belongs.
10 laps are on the board here. Your VisitFlorida.com running order, top of your screen. Here comes Andres in the 81 to the inside of Miller, trying for a spot, and he gets it.
Gets a nice run going down up the inside into turn one. Made it look easy. Promise you, it wasn't that easy.
Nick Andres, a young driver of whom much is expected, young American out of Florida. Chris Miller, same situation out of Minnesota. These two young guys, I think they've had a little trouble coming to grips with these Star Mazda race cars this year.
God.
And we see Andres get sideways.
You see him using the curb on the outside there in 5, totally unbalanced his car. Now, that's the type of situation where Miller, you know, had he been a little bit more prepared, should have been able to take advantage of that and beat him up to turn 6.
Onto the backstretch now. Andres in the 81 car. He's leaving a lot of room for Miller. If Miller could just get up there and get a run on it.
Exactly. Tiny little mistakes. You know what? Whenever you're following a guy like that and they're making those mistakes, you as the following driver need to be ready and understand that, okay, I am controlling you now. Wait for that mistake and then get by.
Miller sitting back there, and here they go again. This is Pedrahita and Orto now fighting it out for 8th. Joao Orto in the 18 trying to hang on to that position.
These guys having a great battle. Orto being a little bit defensive here.
Couple of teammates here. These are the two of the Team Apex entries.
Makes the move to the inside, brings it in there deep. Oh!
Pedrahita and Orto battling for position up through the S's now. Orto's got him, starting to pull away just a little bit here. If you're Juan Pedrahita, you've got to be a little frustrated. You've given up a couple of positions in the midpoint of this race at Road Atlanta. All right, right back with much more of the Visit Florida Cup.